Hello guys, today we'll be reading chapter 4, Holly Macaulay. And please subscribe and like and subscribe. And I'm reading in them 5 years old. Let's start reading. And I hope you enjoyed the other chapters. Your other chapters. And let's start reading. Chapter 4, Holly Macaulay. When Monday arrived, Mum caught Jack trying to sneak DP into his school bag. No, Jack said. She said gently. What if he got lost? The thought of DP getting lost at a new school among strangers was dreadful. So Jack put DP back in his bedroom, but he felt very lonely.
Which one? Frightened. Scared. Frightened.
As he approached the gate schools, I'm sure you will have a lovely day, said your mum, hugging him for the bedroom in his very sad. Everybody had to go inside. And before the bell and everybody had to go. Jack didn't say anything. He was frowning with the effort it took not to look scared. The children in his new class all started
Which one?
Start
Oh, stare at him.
At him.
Yeah.
They seemed bigger than the people in his old class. The teacher spoke to him kindly and asked his name. Then she asked the rest of the class to come to the front one by one to show what they'd collected for the
Natural topic.
Jack didn't have anything, of course, so he watched while people showed leaves, acorns, and conkers to the class. Then came break time. Jack found a corner where nobody would bother him. After break, the teachers told everybody to take out their reading books. My reading books.
So, what's your reading books today in the class, in the school? Remember?
Ooh. She gave one to Jack. Then she told us. The children said today was a special day because some older students were visiting the class. Everybody would put a partner who would help them with their reading. The classroom door opened and in came lots of big children from the top year. They were all
Greening.
and and a few of them waved at younger children than you.
Mhm.
Jack felt more scared than ever.
So how to be scared? Oh, okay. That's it. Okay, that's fine. And do you know how to perform shocked, surprise? Okay, fainted. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue the story. Where are we now?
One tall girl stood out from the west. She had long black hair, which she tied black and
Tied back.
tied back in a
Ponytail.
ponytail. She wasn't giggling behind her hand like a lot of the other big girls.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Don't cough. Do not cough. I love you.
I love you more.
She stood calmly while the teachers invited the older children to pick a partner. When the tall girl caught Jack's eye, he quickly examined his fingers. Examine his fingers. The pig children.
No, the
big children began moving among the desks, and Jack's classmates all began to whisper,
Whispering.
Holly, over here, Holly. The girl,
Holly, over here, Holly. Okay, so it's whisper. Look this way. It's whispering, okay?
this one.
No, this one, mommy's finger. Yeah. Look, mommy's finger here.
Whispering?
Yeah.
What's this one?
This is sitting.
Sitting.
Yes, ing of sit.
Sitting.
Yeah.
Beside Jack was whispering, Holly. Holly. Too.
Yeah. Okay. Do it.
When she saw Jack looking at her, the girl next to him explained. She explained.
Very good.
See
Yeah.
her.
See her. Yeah.
See her with long black hair. That's Holly Macaulay. She's a really good
Gymnast.
She's been on TV.
Wow.
Hello, said a voice a long way above Jack's head. He looked up, and Holly Macaulay, who'd been on TV, was looking down at him. You are new, aren't you? She said. Jack tried to say yes, but his voice wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Everyone was staring at him, and
frantic
whispered, "Oh, Holly,
Yeah, very good.
became louder than ever. But Holly Macaulay
Ignored
all of them. She pulled up a chair and sat down beside Jack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be your partner, she said.
Mm-hmm.
It might seem strange to compare a flappy little pig to a tall 11-year-old girl
Mm-hmm.
who'd been on TV. But not to Jack. DP had brought him his friends on his very first day at his old school, and Holly McColly did the same for him. At his new school, after Jack 1 hour with Holly as his reading partner, Jack was no longer the quiet new boy.
Mm-hmm.
He was the boy Holly McColly had
Chosen.
The boy Holly McColly called my
mate Jack.
My mate Jack when she saw him at the packed lunch table later.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of his class was
Impressed.
They wanted to talk to him now after he'd finished his
Sandwich.
At lunchtime, a boy called Rory asked Jack if he wanted to play football.
Mm-hmm.
Rory knew lots of good jokes. When Mum picked Jack up at the end of the day, Rory tugged his mum over to Jack's mum,
Mm-hmm.
and they two mothers made
Arrangements.
for Jack to come to play
To go.
to Rory's house later in the week.
Did you miss play? To go and play.
DP
was delighted.
delighted.
Means happy.
Delighted. Jack had such a good first day at his new school.
Mm-hmm.
He loved hearing
Yes.
about Holly McColly
Mm-hmm.
and Rory. Of course, Jack didn't have to say anything out loud. Snuggled under the blanket with the sound of rustling leaves just outside his window. DP knew and understood everything without being told. Jack fell asleep with DP's
豆是什么？
bean-filled body
Because in his belly they are
aged against his chest cheek. His familiar smell
mingling.
mingling
Mingling
with
means mix.
of the new paint in Jack's room.
Why there's a new paint in Jack's room? Because there's a new house, yeah?
Chapter
Okay.
5, Holly. DP.
You enjoyed today's reading?
Yes, and I hope you like the chapter that we just read today.
So you really want to share with everybody your reading?
Everybody on this earth.
Okay. Have a good night.
Maybe can I read it again?
Okay. We'll do that again, okay?
I want to do it now.
Let's end this now. Bye.